guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave, episode 22. Today I'm going to be talking about a popular cartoon character. Well, actually he started off as a comic and became a cartoon later, and also had a movie and had a bunch of video games. And of course I'm talking about Popeye. Now the movie itself came out in 1980, pretty much launched Robin Williams' career as, I guess, a movie star. And, you know, it's an okay movie. I didn't mind it. I know I've seen it a couple times in the 80s. I probably need to rewatch it again, you know, because it's got some nostalgic feel to it. But really my focus isn't the movie, nor is it the popular Popeye candy sticks. I believe these used to be called Popeye cigarettes back when I was a kid. I don't know, maybe they got rid of that thing and, you know, clearly it looks like a cigarette. Tastes like chalk. Yeah, chalk. Not that I know what chalk tastes like, but if I knew, or I can imagine that this is what chalk would taste like. Anyways, what I want to talk about are the video games, and these came out '83. So we had the we had the original arcade version, and then we also, you know, had the Atari, had their version. The Intellivision one came out, and you know, the Nintendo, and I'm sure it was ported onto almost every system out there as well. I used to play it myself on the Commodore 64 all the time. That was my experience with the game. I didn't get these until much later. I actually just got this one, the Intellivision one, the other day, so I thought, hey, why not try do a little bit of a comparison video, kind of like what I did with the Q*bert. So, yeah, I'm just going to take a look at these games and see how they all stack up to each other, see which one's my favorite, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we got the Atari 2600 version. Yeah, sure, the graphics are great. You could tell what it is. I could see, knowing how the arcade version was, I could see, make out the stairs and everything, and, you know, this is pretty good for Atari, so I don't have any problems here. And yeah, I can make out that's Popeye. Obviously, Bluto looks a little odd. I think he kind of looks like he's like a paper cutout or something there. And I'm also noticing that it seems to be missing something. There's usually a basket at the top there that you can punch. And I just got hit. So if you're not familiar with this game, the object is that olive oil, that's Popeye's girlfriend at the top there, is being trapped by Bluto, which is that guy chasing me in the bottom there. I'm obviously Popeye, I'm at the top here, and she's throwing down these hearts that you need to collect. So as you collect each heart, it fills up in the little house up there, up on the top beside olive oil. And when you catch them all, you advance to level 2. So this game actually has 3 levels of complexity, or differences, anyways. So there's this is the main level, first level, and then from there you go to this kind of street, city look, and then the third level is a boat. And then it just keeps repeating itself, much like Donkey Kong. And interestingly enough, the original Donkey Kong was supposed to be based off of Popeye, but they couldn't get the rights to it, so they ended up making their own characters, and then we got Mario and we got Donkey Kong. Kind of similar, you know, you got Mario as the protagonist and instead of Popeye, and instead of Bluto, you had the Donkey Kong and then the girl that needs to be saved. So, and you can see there's some similarities there. So the other thing to note is that this piece here, what I'm about to touch, is the spinach. And when you touch that, you can actually beat Bluto up for one actual shot. And then he's out of your way for a little while, and then he'll come back. Unfortunately, they don't keep refurbishing that, so you just kind of have to use it sparingly, because you only get one shot. Use it wisely, I should say. do say the hearts are a little bit tricky to make out as being hearts. They kind of look like balloons in this version. But again, you know, to be fair, this is Atari. I don't want to knock the Atari or anything like that. It's definitely had lesser graphic capabilities than a lot of the other systems, but still had great games. And the punching is weird in this one. I'm finding it's hard to punch. Yeah, you pretty much have to wait till the bottle gets right to you. So what's happening is there's somebody who appears in the staircase throwing bottles at you. Uh-oh. Alright, let's check out the Intellivision version. So we got an opening screen here. The music's actually pretty decent. That's the Popeye soundtrack, and actually didn't sound too bad. I guess they give us an option of levels. Let's just stick with level 1. So clearly you can make out a little bit more of the graphics in this one. Obviously they put in that basket that I was talking about there. So if I hit that, I can trap Bluto. Just gives you one more thing to actually keep Bluto out of your hands, out of your way, I mean. So you can collect those hearts that are falling. You can see the hearts are a little bit more, you can make them out a little bit more. However, when you get them in the house, it looks weird because it's just filling in a big red square, and it doesn't really make it easy to count how many you've caught. But it doesn't really matter. You just got to fill up the house with all the hearts and hopefully win. Now, Bluto tried to grab me from the top floor. I can tell you right now, though, the gameplay on this one's a little slower. As far as controlling Popeye is concerned, it's a little bit slow. Alright, just beat him up there. See if I can get some more hearts. As I said, I mean, my experience with this game was really on the Commodore 64, and I did try the arcade version, and it is flippin' hard. No lie. Another thing that's odd about this game is Popeye can't jump. All you can do is walk and go up and down ladders. Unlike Mario in Donkey Kong, where you can jump over the barrels and stuff, this one, not so much. You just kind of keep running. I don't remember if Bluto was able to do that in the Atari version. I didn't see him actually do that. Punching the bottles is easier. There's obviously a little bit more of a reach on this one, whereas I felt on the Atari one, I had to wait till the bottle was literally about to hit me. Oops. Almost there, almost there. Oh. Now what happens if the heart gets to the bottom there, it hits the water, and you only have a few seconds to go down there and get it. If a heart sinks, you lose. This is level 2. So in this one, you're just collecting music notes. So I guess she's singing to you, or something. Now what's unfair there is that Bluto can walk over that hole, and I can't. And the other odd thing about this one is you have this springboard, which you can bop up to the top there. Now, again, this level is missing something. There's usually there's something at the top left corner. I'm not really sure what it is. It's like the baby sweet pea hanging onto something. And you're able to grab that thing. I'm not seeing it in this version. So maybe they didn't include it, or it maybe is part of a harder level? That's a good question. I mean, graphically, it's pleasing. And of course, you have the spinach again. Got it. Like I said, this is level 1, so this is a lot more easier than... Uh-oh. Hey, let's see what the boat level's like. Actually, that's a pretty good graphical representation of a ship. You got this little thing you can slide on. Now in this one, similar idea. She's at the top throwing down. She's actually throwing down the letters to spell out help. So you have to catch them as they fall, much like in the other levels. But you got this bird chasing you, which is really annoying. But they did give us the spinach again. I'm finding going up and down the stairs though is a little bit trickier. And as you get each letter, you're building up this little ladder that eventually you'll be able to climb up and save olive oil. It's funny that this game does remind me a lot of Donkey Kong. Okay, so we hit the Nintendo version now. Now, this probably is going to be much more similar to the actual arcade version. Most of the Nintendo ones tried to mimic it as much as they could. And yeah, it does. I mean, actually, it really reminds me of the Commodore 64 version. You can make out Bluto pretty well. You can tell that that's Popeye. The hearts are pretty detailed. And yes, we are talking about Nintendo here, so graphically it's going to be better. But let's just see how the gameplay is. Now, in this version, there's a full ladder there, which on the other versions, it was only a half ladder. So you can go down, but you can never go back up. I'm assuming that's a difficulty setting. They probably change it as you increase difficulty. The bucket's there. Let's see if I can snag them. Oh. Whoa, he just jumps right up there. Now, the other thing is that Popeye does run a lot faster in this version. I'm noticing that. I feel like I'm completing this level a lot faster than before. Let's see if I can get him in there. Oh. Yeah, so there's Sweet Pea hanging from that balloon thing, like I was saying in the Intellivision version that was missing. I didn't check the Atari version, but... I mean, graphically, this is very similar to the Intellivision one. Well, that hardly seems fair. Okay. Let's take some spinach. Now you'll notice right away when you get the spinach that Bluto immediately starts running away from you. What happens if I... Oops. Definitely much harder. Interesting music in this game too. Again, it's very similar to Donkey Kong style. The ship looks not bad. I mean, it kind of looks like the Intellivision one as well. I think they could have done a better job on the stairs though. I mean, these stairs look pretty crappy for Nintendo style anyways. They can get away with that on the Atari and the Intellivision and having these, you know, just blocky stairs. But okay, well, there you have it. I mean, Atari version, Intellivision version, and Nintendo. These are the three that I have for my consoles anyways. I know there's it's been ported on so many different systems. I do have it on the Commodore 64, and that's the one I always played as a kid. That's the one I always enjoyed anyways. And, you know, I would say they're all pretty good in their own way. This does, the Atari one anyways. It's missing the bucket piece at the top. But other than that, I mean, the controls were fluid. It graphically was alright. For an Atari game, it was pretty good. I quite enjoyed the Atari one. Intellivision, again, it's very much like the Atari version, just much more graphically pleasing. I didn't like the controls too much. I felt Popeye moved a little bit sluggish, especially going up and down the stairs. And of course Nintendo, well, what can you say? I mean, Nintendo is always going to be better, graphically pleasing and than the others, but I mean, as far as the gameplay was concerned, I quite enjoyed it. It was very much like the Commodore 64 version. Not as hard as the arcade, obviously. The arcade is really hard. But that's, I mean, the arcades were designed that way. They were designed to take your quarters. Just like Donkey Kong, most people can't get past many of the stages in Donkey Kong on the arcade version, but they can get past several stages on the Nintendo version. It's just the way it is. And, I mean, it's a great game for what it is. And it does remind me a lot of Donkey Kong, which makes a lot of sense, because that's what they wanted Donkey Kong to be. I would also suggest the movie. You probably would have to dig through the stores to find it. But it was a great movie. I mean, it got Robin Williams his big role right there, and he was a good actor. It's a shame that we had to lose him so soon, but I mean, he did give us a lot of good movies, so we can't really complain. And if you're up for some munchies, we got the Popeye sticks. If you went out trick-or-treating or anything like that, and you got these things, and you feel like eating something that might resemble chalk, go for it. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think of the video game, if you've played it on any other versions, any other consoles. Did you like the game? Did you hate the game? Have you tried the arcade version? So just let me know in the comments below. Hope you subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.